family? Are Susan's eyes straight?
Are my eyes straight? Well,
Are
I
my
see
eyes straight?
sometimes looking
How about mine?
the other day, I was like, why is this eye always very cross-eyed or et cetera? And then I realized because my head's turned, but I'm looking at the camera. So I'm trying to correct some of those things.
Always, always, always,
And when
we're
I look
working
here,
on.
like my eyeballs are like way off that direction. So I need to
Well,
look, trying to figure it out. Okay, I need to look straight ahead.
there you go. Yep, look
All right.
straight at your camera. I know. Well, and it's funny
Excuse
because
me.
when we're doing this together, you're off to the side. So if I look at you while I'm doing it, then I'm looking this way instead
Yeah.
of just looking straight. So it's yeah, it's like if the what you need is one of those rings so that the light comes at you, but you're looking straight ahead at the camera. I guess I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know,
It's just
but
technology that we always are trying to deal with, right?
what
So
cracks me up is though the whole point of Zoom is seeing the other person. But if
yeah,
I'm looking at you, to see their facial expressions and kind of see how they're reacting. But you're
then
right.
you're
If I
looking
look
over
at you,
here.
I'm over here. If I look at me, I'm over there. And if I look straight ahead, I can't see either one of us. Then I feel like my eyes are going to go like that, trying to. That was
That's
not even the topic, but that's
kind of
how we
like we
started
look
that.
at the world, though, right? Like sometimes it's straight on, sometimes you're cross-eyed.
That's a
I
good
feel
point.
like I'm cross-eyed most of the time. So,
Oh my goodness.
oh, oh my
So good
goodness.
morning, what the 50 people. Thanks for
Yes,
joining us.
yes, yes, yes. So we sent an email out to Philip because Philip is our like number one follower and fan, and he's so awesome. And talk to him a little bit about because as you guys know, we're working really hard to we want to touch more people and reach more people so that we can grow our what the 50 family. And so Philip seems to always be on our lives, and one of the other things we're learning is with technology because we're constantly learning is how does that happen. And so what he told us is that he is subscribed and he hits notices. So there's a button in your
Yeah, I already
whenever
did.
you subscribe to somebody you can
Tell
click
them to hit the
get notices.
notification, and anybody
Yes.
who subscribes will be notified when we are live.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you want to get on our live shows, which we would love you to be on our live shows, then that is what you need
And
to do.
interact
So
like
thank you
Philip
for being so.
does, and some other ones have done. It's always fantastic when people interact. Oh my gosh. Usually cracks
Speaking
me up.
of, good morning, Philip. We were just talking about you. Thank you so much for emailing back and giving us the information about the notifications because it is definitely what we want to have happen. We want people to know when we're here so we have more people engaging. So,
Speaking
yay.
of engaging, and I'm still working on it, Diana's working it with me. Facebook, you can ask for stars, and then when you get stars, that helps us grow in popularity and then in ranking, et cetera, and all that. Now that's all I know so far. So
So
if
but
I
what is
do
a
have it
star?
apparently when I'm posting now, it's asking you to give stars. So if you like what I posted, give me some stars.
I have not even seen that yet. It's new
Yeah, like
because
2 days old.
okay,
Yeah.
wow.
So you
Yeah, because
should have
I
seen
don't
it
do a
on
lot of Facebook.
yesterday when I was doing my, oh, it's so lovely feeling. This is what it feels like being over 50. When I took off and had to go back to get my briefcase, even though I had everything set up so I would not forget it. By gosh, I was able to do it.
No, yeah, I
The goals
commented
that
on
I
it.
can accomplish over 50, not good ones, but no matter how hard I try to remember something, etc. By gosh, I can outdo
Yeah.
it every
No,
time.
I comment on it and I said, I've never done something like that.
I know, I know. Ay,
So
ay,
no,
ay.
I'll have to look and see where the stars are because I know the hearts matter a lot as well. But I'll have to see because I'm not seeing stars, so I'll figure that out. So
And Diana's going to look into
very
that. I sent it to her yesterday and said, okay, I probably did just enough to screw it up. So go in and fix it for me. Because
perfect,
that's what being over the 50
perfect,
is. I have no clue how to star stuff.
perfect. Well, good. Well, I'm going to get on TikTok again today because with our TikTok people are starting to grow a little bit. So it
I'll
says
get
go
there one of these
two
days.
two to
I'm
three
not bad.
times a week, and so that's what I'm doing. And I'll try to get to the point where I do it every day. But it's just it just takes a minute to do it. To remember. Some days I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this and do that, and then I'll do my TikTok. And then at midnight, I went, oh shit, I did my TikTok.
Forgot the
Anyway,
TikTok.
so
So while we're up there with
exactly.
a lot of people, if this is your first time tuning in, what we like to do is we are WT 50 plus, meaning what the fuck 50 plus. Being over
Right.
50, just anything and everything, anywhere from comedy to, maybe trying to give some advice. I like to do my favorite gadgets ever, favorite inventions
Oh,
ever. After being 50, I have two of those that I'm going to record this week. One that I literally use every day, which is that chef preserve handheld. Ooh, good thing I said the name first. Anyway, I know, handheld vacuum sealer versus the big guy. So what
Right,
a
right.
difference that has made in my hands, and the fact that I use it for everything now because it's right there on the counter. It takes up very little space. I love it. Also doing as far as products. I have something coming on March 12th, so I'll probably be doing either something live, hopefully, or if not, definitely recording it and putting it in. And we love feedback, what you would like to see over 50. Over
Yes, yes,
50. Holy
yes.
crap. What a whole new world that can also be wonderful and charming. It can
Yes,
be.
it
You
can
learn to
be.
speak your mind, you learn to say no more. So it's not all bad. I mean, I'm
No,
learning
oh my
there's some
gosh, no.
things, obviously, wrinkles and aches, not such a fan of. Memory loss, can't hear, can't see as well. Those are not the positive things of being over 50, obviously.
Well, but you know
But
what?
there
Like
is
this,
so many.
you got to just look at it and be amused by it because it is
Oh,
just part of it. So you just learn to laugh at yourself, and I think that is so important as we get older. I've always laughed at myself, but there's more things to laugh at now.
just like
As
this
we
that's annoying me. Yeah.
good,
Oh,
Philip. Yes, always speaking your
as
mind
I
is
do,
great. And
this is just life after 50 now, and I chuckle. You can fight it. It's kind of like, as I say, when you're flying nowadays, and if you want to fight and get all upset that there's delays, lost your baggage, ugly flight attendant, people that don't belong in the emergency room, same thing over 50. You can have yourself so stressed out and upset every day,
oh
or you can
yeah.
join us and just laugh about it and
Well, and
just go,
also
there you
on
have it.
those notes, what you're saying is that we also, as they say, as you get older, you get wiser, right? So you'd hope, but
God, I
you've got
hope.
to look at the people like the checkout people and the people at the airline, and they have so much shit thrown at them every day, all day, and people are so ugly. They can't help it if the plane's delayed. There's
Sorry, guys.
nothing they can do if it's iced over or there's
Especially if
snow.
it's weather. I love when
And
people
they
are screaming and yelling at the airlines person. I
yeah,
need to leave now. You don't understand. You don't
all right then.
understand. I am not Mother Nature.
Yeah, go
Um,
get rent a car and drive, dude. I know it's
I always try to
you
get
know
out first thing in the morning flights if I can because they haven't been used and abused and irritated.
they're
And
more
I always say,
pleasant.
I hope you have an awesome day. I hope nobody's a dickhead. And they just bust out
Oh
laughing
yeah,
because
absolutely,
it's true.
absolutely.
I hope
Oh my
nobody
gosh,
is.
I saw a little blurb with Pink that she did, and it said something about what do you want out of people. She said, just don't be a dick. And then she said, just be kind to people, blah blah blah, and take your dishes to the sink. And I about peed my pants. It was so hysterical because it's just those simple things. It's not that hard, but I get it at the same time, and especially as people get older, they're like you said, they're not feeling as well. You don't move as much, and you're as fast, and so when you don't feel good, everything's harder. Everything's
Oh my
more
gosh. Yeah.
frustrating. Everything pisses you off, and for no reason. I have my days where I'll wake up, I didn't sleep well, and just feel achy, and I'm less patient. And it has nothing to do with Emerald or with anything that's going on in my life. It's just your body is naturally just less patient, and sometimes you
It's
take it
true.
out on other people, whether you
No,
don't mean to.
I'm pretty good.
I am too, but
But I'll
sometimes
probably
I'm
have some
still.
people go, really remember the other day. No, most of the time I just,
You were a dick
I
yesterday,
shake it
Susan.
off. I get and one of the reasons I wanted to do the podcast is um I want to share that I'm learning from other people, especially I have a lot of older friends that have
Yeah.
prepared me for these aches or pains, or I could reach out to them and go, "Oh my God, I was just sitting at the kitchen table and absolutely doing nothing. And this pain shot across the bottom of my foot and up to my calf. Am I dying? Do I need to go to the doctor? Or is this just part of AGE?" And then, most of the time they say, "Oh, yeah, I had that happen once." Or, "Yeah, I have that happen once in a while, depending on blah, blah, blah." So then I know I'm not dying and I'm like, hey, you know what? Okay, just every once in a while, this really weird shit foot thing is going to happen.
Yes,
There you have it.
absolutely. Well, and you've got to be patient in your life because I showed Susan this. I woke up to this today. So
Okay, wait.
yes,
I want to
and
say, first of all, she's going to tell you how it got that way. And when she told me what she was going to do, I had the thought, but being a friend, I didn't say it. You are batshit crazy and have lost your damn mind. But go ahead and tell
oh
them
yeah.
how that happened.
Well, I'll put it the way Tamlin puts it. So you guys have met Tamlin. She's been on our show a couple of times, and she said, "Get bunnies. They'll be fun." She said, "Yes, this is
Tamlin,
my
you're not
rabbit."
a good friend. You lied. I said the truth. I'm like, ooh, bunnies? Have you ever had
Oh yes. Oh no,
bunnies?
she was definitely very sarcastic, but I've managed to stop them from doing the other chords and stuff. They chew on the walls and things. So I've got all of that taken care of because obviously I will absolutely take is pristine care of my condo that I live in, and they have their condo that they're in, whatever. So, but I apparently it got into my bathroom. I didn't notice, and this was my flosser. So apparently, I'm not going to be flossing my teeth today. But again, I guess I was what the reason I pointed that out was just because I could have just blown a fuse. And I think just again, you just get to the point where in your as you get older, you just have to say, oh well, okay, move on because it doesn't do me any good to throw a fit or cuss and scream, even though once in a while I still do. But it's just like, okay, I chose to have a
That's
rabbit.
true.
It's my consequence, right?
Well, that is true. Over 50, I find myself so many times, whether it's somebody cut me off driving, you just take a deep breath. First of all, what time I have left is very precious. I think when you're young, you're immortal. So, you can waste a good whole day being pissed off at some driver that you'll never see again and be able to tell him how you feel.
Exactly.
But now at this age, I'm like, yeah, you're going to get
Yeah.
30 seconds to a minute and then I'm moving on because I want to enjoy whatever else and not be distracted that happens the rest of the day that is good. So that
Exactly.
is one of my favorite things I think about getting older. And I highly
Yeah.
recommend doing it. Shake it off. Don't waste your time. We've got too many good things that we need to be embracing in the short time we have left. And when I say short time, I'm 56. I don't believe if you double that I will be living to be 112. I seriously hope I just did that math right because I just threw it out there. But
Pretty certain.
okay, so I'm halfway through life. The hourglass is emptying, and I want to enjoy every freaking second of it and not waste it on somebody that, could have disturbed my day. Instead, they get, like I said, 30
Exactly.
seconds to a minute max. And when I see other people, my friends or whatever, I'm like, do we really care?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and I
I'm
have friends still that will just go off and they'll be mad forever. I'm like, okay,
But
you
then
go
they
do
ruin
your
your
thing,
time.
and
If you go out to dinner and maybe the waiter is really, really bad. I mean, and
yeah,
intentionally bad, not just like new or something like that. They just don't give a shit thing. I still don't want it to ruin my evening out, that precious time I have with my friend, which is sometimes really hard to get together with your friends. So I'm like,
yeah,
you know what? We'll just
oh yeah,
reflect it when we go to tip him
yep.
and move on.
Well, we actually Tamlin and I we went to Emerald and I went to San Antonio this weekend for a Galentine's, and we went to a restaurant that she highly recommended, an Italian restaurant. And we get there, and it didn't have the regular menu; it had a Valentine menu, which
You
didn't even
went
think about that.
Valentine's night out?
Yeah, because we only had limited time where because we were only there for a couple of days, and so it wasn't that terribly busy, but it was the Valentine menu,
Yeah.
and it was $38 a person, and we ended up having to share an appetizer because of the way it should have been appetizer, entree, and then the dessert, right? And the way they wrote it, we ended up having to share an appetizer, and the food was okay. I mean, it wasn't, and it wasn't bad. What she had was excellent, but the waiter was just clueless, and it could have been a really frustrating night because I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to be spending $75 on this meal that is not worth $75 because of the way they set it
Right.
up for Valentine, which everybody gouges everybody on holidays, right? And I just looked at Tamlin and I took a breath and I went, you know what? I am here with my beautiful daughter, Tamlin, and her grandbaby, Tristan, who's a doll. And I thought, you know what? That's worth my $75.
There you
Right
go.
there, I get to spend this time with these beautiful
That's
people. We're
being
going to
what
eat
the
dinner and
50
whatever.
plus right there
Period.
is going,
Yeah.
you know what? Embrace the moment that I am and exclude the stuff that's a little bit negative.
Yeah, and we
However,
had great and my
you
food
cannot
even
go out on
tasted better.
Valentine's night. What the hell were you thinking? You guys should have gone and picked something up from Fresh Market and ate it. I've always been
You
that with
know,
dating somebody. I'm like, no, I will not go out on Valentine's. Not, oh,
yeah,
no,
day
absolutely
before, day
not. New
after,
Year's Eve,
whatever.
dinner, yeah, all those special ones because in my previous life I owned a restaurant and there it is almost impossible to knock it out of the park and give a 10 on those type of holidays. It's just impossible.
It is, and
Yeah,
yeah, because it's too many, and, it was one of those restaurants, though, she didn't even think that it would be and to me, it didn't make sense either. It wasn't a fancy restaurant, it was just one of those little kinda cafe Italian things, and so it was surprising that they had that. We thought we'd just be able to go
yeah.
and have dinner, so but, again, my dinner tasted better, everything was better after that because it was simply my attitude, and I
Well, I
love
will
that
tell
where
you a good thing about Valentine's Day is I flew back from work on
Mhm.
Valentine's Day and not a lot of people traveling on Valentine's Day. So
Nice and
that's a
quiet.
perk.
That
until
is a
I
perk.
landed in West
I'm
Palm
here.
Beach. So Harlingen wasn't bad, Houston wasn't bad, but I land in West Palm Beach and it was beginning of all the families. And I think it's early because a lot of those kids go to private schools. But oh my gosh, was it family day at the pickup luggage carousel? I mean, I'm
Oh.
literally like, am I freaking on the Twilight Zone? Because I live in West Palm. So normally it's business or it's
Yeah.
retirees, coming to visit. And it was a completely different, and same thing being older. At first I was like, oh, this is a lot of noise. And I thought, oh my gosh, look around at all these grandkids coming in to visit their grandparents and running across the thing, screaming and yelling, grandma, grandpa. It was actually pretty cool. So I like that.
Yes.
And as you can see, Danica is responding to you guys because do not want to have to put on my readers.
Yeah, I
That's the
got my
main
contact
reason.
in. No.
And she's
So
right
we
close
have,
to her computer where I'm on my little mini pad. It won't let me
that's good.
still. One thing we find out we're older, we don't know what the shit we're doing in technology. Still can't do, I can do my iPad and I can do my phone live YouTube with you, but I still can't do the desktop. It comes across and
But
says, and I'm
yeah,
old,
yeah, it
YouTube.
won't
I
let
need
it
to
won't
be
do it
able
here
to do
either.
it on my desktop because my God, I don't even know. It's like 25 inches. It's huge. Um,
Great. Yeah, mine. I have a 27-inch screen. It's so awesome.
okay, yeah, yeah, it's probably, I mean, it's
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
it's
you
probably
got
a
a big
lot
computer
bigger than
screen.
that. I'm now looking at my
Yeah.
TV going, oh shit, it is almost as big as my TV. So, excuse me. Allergies are a little active
Oh,
today.
they're everywhere.
Ah,
Allergies are so bad here too. So
oh, good
we have
job.
a guest on that's from New York, obviously, because she goes to Central Park and walks, and I love it. When I lived in New York, I used to work at Mastercard International as a temp. I was there to do music. I did musicals, but yeah, of course I had to pay bills, right? So I worked at Mastercard International, and it was a giant city block from Central Park. But
Oh,
every
wow.
day I would take my lunch and or stop and grab something at the deli and go and sit in Central Park and watch people. It is so beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love it. And it was cold. I'd watch people skate. I watched all the things. It was so awesome.
I've been when Courtney lived there a brief time and have been with girlfriends, and still to this day, Central Park is just like a mirage. Here you have this huge city and all these buildings and hustle, bustle, and noise, and then you get over to Central Park and it's like, nope, it's just this little
Yeah.
mirage in the middle of this city with, as you say, any season is beautiful there. Blooming flowers,
Oh,
fall foliage, winter,
yes.
summer, people, dogs, kids. It's just so funny. I always feel like you're walking through this crazy ass city and then the mirage
Oh yeah.
of
And it's
this
just, yeah.
park. And I'm
Yeah.
so glad they've never let any developer throw enough money to take it away. That it's
Exactly. Oh
still
yeah.
surviving and still there because that is such a huge part of the charm of New York.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
We used
And
to go
thank you
do
for
the
joining us.
movies. The movies in the park are so amazing to sit out there. Just, it is. It's still got its quaintness, even though it's gigantic. But and then the cops
It
on
is
the horses,
gigantic.
the police on the horses are so awesome.
Oh, and I've
Last
done
time we
anywhere
went,
from the touristy carriage ride, went to eat at Tavern on the Green, had to do the little boats. Yeah, had to do the
of
whole one
course.
time when I visited. I'm like, okay, what's all the cheesy tourist things I want to do it that you see in the movie?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely, because that's what it's about, In fact, we went so far as I took the band there. Um, we had some time off, and so we went one day in Washington D.C., which was fun, and we got to go do all the things. And then we had one day in New York, which is not a lot of time, but we literally went from one end to the other. We didn't like go up I almost said Eiffel Tower. Um,
You did almost say Eiffel Tower.
um, um, what's the building?
Empire State Building?
Empire State Building, thank you. We didn't go up it, but we literally went from one end to the other end and ended up in Central Park. And they all got hot dogs, and I still could not bring myself to eat a hot dog because I just can't eat hot dogs. But I got a
Oh,
pretzel, and
what is wrong with you? That's like the greatest treat when you go to a ball game or when you've been drinking till 2 in the morning. That is the best offset of, but it has to be the good hot dogs. It has to be the steamed, the bun steamed. Yeah, of course, I'm from Indiana, so we did the Chicago hot dogs. I'm so sorry you hate that. Hey,
no, I can't eat a hot dog. I can eat like a Polish sausage, or every once in a while
it's
like
not
an
the
all
same.
beef, but no, they get in my mouth, Susan.
Well, that's
Hot dogs get in my mouth.
sweetheart, that's where you're supposed to put the
Mm,
hot dog is in your
no,
mouth, but then you're
when I
supposed
was
to chew and swallow. Maybe you're not getting to step 2 and 3.
no, I can't. When I was younger, little, I guess. We'd go to my brother's baseball games, right? And I was eating candy, and my mom says, "You have to eat. You have to eat. Got to eat a hot dog." And I'm like, "Mom, I don't want a hot dog. I don't want a hot dog." She made me eat a hot dog. Responsible mom, right? And I puked on her feet. She
I
never
don't know
made
how
me eat.
responsible that is to make you eat a hot dog
Well, but
because
she
they're
wasn't.
horrible for you, and I only do it like once a year.
Yeah, but
They're
it was only
horrible for
like
you.
the only kind of sort of food other than I
Oh,
was
I
eating
know.
licorice,
That's all there is at
So
the ballpark.
exactly. So she felt like it was better than what I was eating, and I threw
True.
up at her feet. She never made me eat anything again in my
That
life that I
always does
said,
it for
"Please,
me with the
no."
grandkids. When they puke, don't ever ask them to eat it again.
Exactly.
I have a question, people, because every year I like to do something I've never done and try to do the best of it. So, was it last year, the year before? I Googled, I went to Vermont for the fall foliage.
Mm,
I did lights with St. Augustine. And I know there's some other ones, and I would be thrilled if people comment. This year, I am looking for, and I don't think I've waited too late, best cherry blossom tree. So I know Washington, D.C. is one. I just was at a
beautiful.
dinner party the other night, and the girl told me, surprisingly, Newark is known for amazing cherry blossoms. So if you guys live in a city, and I kind of like to go, these kind of things, I do kind of like to go more quaint little towns if I can versus big cities. So that's why Washington, D.C. and Newark, I'd kind of like to avoid. But if you are up there anywhere in those regions and you live in a smaller town and you think you have amazing cherry blossoms and even little festivals or food or etc., would you please comment? Because I would love to do that. I was going to do Kentucky Derby this year. Some friends, it didn't work out. So that's going to be next year, getting a group of girls to go to Kentucky Derby with the obnoxious hats and the crazy outfits. Because believe it or not, 31 years, my first 31 years of my life, I lived in Indiana and never went to the Kentucky Derby and still have never been to the Kentucky Derby
Isn't
during
that
the Kentucky
crazy?
Derby.
And I've always
So
wanted to go to
that's on
Kentucky
a
Derby
bucket
too.
list. But this year, and I think I could do like a quick 3 day, 2 night, 4 day, 3 night, which is what I like to do on these little adventures. Please
Yeah.
recommend where to go this spring. And don't say Japan.
I was just gonna say I just looked it up. Japan,
I know
the first
I
thing, of
do, and
course, but
one of these days I do want to. I've been to Japan at different times, and it was just when I was there, the buds had just come on. I didn't have a choice because I was going to a wedding in Thailand, so that was the time I had to go. But the buds are on there, and just looking at all those buds, I thought, oh, this is
oh,
going to be amazing in another week
just
or
miss
two.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, because they
Washington
have.
D.C. is in Seattle, Washington, San Diego, St. Louis, and Oregon are the places it's
So
saying. Because
put
I talked to Sally, my AI, asked Sally.
well, ask Sally small quaint towns because that's what I
Um,
did for the fall foliage. Because same thing, a lot comes up. The bigger cities obviously can afford to do the better marketing. Oh my God, am I looking at this right? And we have like 57 people watching us.
no, you're not. We have 5 people watching us, including me, so 4.
Then what the hell's the 57?
No idea. Maybe there's.
And there's like a bar in front of it, so it says live, and then that. Oh well, I was so excited. I mean, my nipples got hard. I was so excited, but okay. Well, I'm
Hey,
still happy with
eventually that
3.
will
Don't get
happen.
me wrong, but I
Eventually.
was like, holy shit, what are we saying? Because we need to make sure we say it. See, it's doing some. Okay, what are you doing? Because it's live, and then it goes to a countdown, but then it like drops down again. So I don't know.
Well, it's is it the timer that you're
But
looking at?
there's
We've been
maybe I could
live
get
for
rid of that. Well, I have
23.36
a
minutes.
bar where it can flip around that has a microphone that it looks like it has, or yeah, it looks like it has a microphone that looks like it has a magic wand.
Yeah,
Um,
that's your you can put your the stuff that makes you look prettier. You hit the little magic wand and it does the touch up. So
no,
you can
you
touch
need to
up, or
see.
you've got
Yeah, I don't want to run
the
into you in the street and you
microphone where
not
you can
recognize me, so I
talk.
don't do that. But how do I make it go away? I don't want it. I don't need it.
It doesn't. I don't think it does
Oh,
go away. Yeah,
well,
but I don't
that's
know what you're
unfortunate.
seeing. 56 there. I'm not sure.
I
You can
think
flip
because
your.
it's on top of live and maybe I'm not seeing the minutes, but I'm getting the seconds because now I'm just
Ah,
noticing that it keeps.
now we have 18, 19, 20.
Yeah, that's why I was like, what the hell's going on? Never seen that before.
That would be
And I
very
don't do
awesome.
drugs, people. I know. This is why. I don't need to drink or do drugs because I'm not right sober. Um, all righty then. So I have no idea
That
at the
is funny.
time. But yeah, just kind of some silly topics. But yes, if somebody will help me with and I'm going to also do a little post on Facebook that please recommend your quaint little towns for beautiful cherry blossoms. I know
Yes.
we had them in my own yard growing up because we had cherry trees. So we had
Ah,
about we started out with about 10, and by the time I was an adult and we sold the place, we were down to about four. Good different things that killed them. But it was dad had them all clustered over in a corner. So it was just like this big pink circle in the yard. It was, and then
man.
mom planted peonies, depending where you're from and how you pronounce it, was all bordering it. So between the cherry blossoms and the smell of those things, holy, what a beautiful, beautiful little corner by my treehouse
Oh,
and
nice. We
swing.
had a big peach tree in our yard. I mean, giant peach tree. It had been there for so long. The peaches, I'm not joking, were the size of grapefruit
Oh
almost.
yeah,
And
those old ones.
they were so heavy that the branches, you know how they start going down. So you could just go sit on the in the branches and eat peaches. We ate peaches until couldn't see straight. But I
You know,
love
it's
it.
sad.
Those
I
little
drive back by the farmhouse grew up, which they've actually remodeled a couple times, and it doesn't look bad. But all the fruit trees are gone. There's no cherry tree. The walnut tree is still there. Thank God they haven't cut it down because that thing's like, oh my gosh. My dad, that home was built in 1890. We bought it in 1970, and that tree was already about 60 feet tall. So who knows how old that walnut tree is. But same thing, we had peaches, we had apples, we had osage, which you don't eat, but they're just kind of a fun tree.
yeah,
Um, pears, grape harbors. We had two grape harbors. All of that gone. And you know, it's sad because just like you said, the older they get, the better they do, the more nutrition that you have. You know, I have this mango tree and all the little branches are coming out the buds. So maybe 4 to 6 weeks away from these mangoes. That tree is so old. Everybody is just like, my God, you have the most amazing mangoes I've ever had in my life.
they are
Yeah.
awesome. Yes,
And
I
I'm actually
remember.
gonna look into maybe doing some shipping to some friends because they keep asking. I'm like, well, you're just gonna have to visit during mango season. I don't know what to tell you, but I get so
Exactly.
many of them. I give them away. I deliver them to people. I let neighbors have them, etc.
Oh
And
yeah,
I still can't eat them all. So that's
I
how
love it.
humongous. I'll take a picture when they actually bloom, which will be here shortly. Which will have the other reason I mean, obviously the mangoes are delicious, but the other reason I baby it, and it's a pain in the ass tree. It is a pain in the ass tree um, is there are a bazillion bumblebees on this thing when
Nice.
yeah.
Aren't they beautiful? Oh, I
It is
love
crazy
bumblebees.
because at first you got in here little zzz, but you know, people worry it's very close to my door. They don't come over to my door. I mean, they're
Yeah,
there to get the pollen. They're partying in the mango tree. And anybody who hasn't had a mango tree, when I say it's a pain in the ass, you need to, you should go out every morning and pick the dead fruit off the ground. A lot of it's edible. Some of it, those fruit flies have already gotten into, but you
yeah,
need to pick them up and dispose of them because otherwise, anybody within a mile radius of your house is going to hate you because of the fruit flies,
yeah.
including my next door
Absolutely.
neighbor. So he is quite appreciative that I picked them up. And the first day it smells sweet, the second day it's pretty
It
gross
start
smell.
yeah.
It's like
Oh,
rotted
especially in the
sugar.
sun. It sits there and gets, yeah, rotted out in
Yeah,
the
it
sun.
has a funky, funky smell. So, yeah, mangoes are coming by very
Yeah.
quickly.
Well, just
Um,
like, how did you eat your grapefruit?
I did eat my grapefruit. And you know
I know
what?
that was so
I'm
fun.
so mad. I need to go back and do the old post that I had before. Michelle will tell you. Do you know what I mean when I say doing segments of grapefruit where you don't have any skin on them
Oh yeah,
or
yeah,
membrane?
yeah.
So I used to drive all the way to Harlingen and buy them at this place that did them for you. Already got it in a plastic container, all clean.
Okay.
And then one time I'm telling a friend of my sister's, and she's like, well, that's easy to do. I can show you how to do it. Well, let me tell you, it was nothing like I thought how you would do it. And it is very, very simple. So, yes, I went through and had my little, so it's nothing but fruit in the bowl. Plus, as you do that, the juice comes out. So, I ate about half the fruit that day. And then the next morning, I drank the grapefruit juice because you'll end up almost with like a whole
Yeah.
cup from two of them. And then
Yeah.
again, ate them that night and went. So, I am on the search for ruby red grapefruit in Florida, which they don't naturally grow them here.
Right.
But 2 years ago, they were at the farmers market and I bought them, and they were the ruby red. So I'm
Okay.
hoping that will happen. And yeah, the grapefruit season doesn't it end right around the end of February?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
We're
it's
getting
coming to an
to the
end.
end of it, sadly. Yeah. But it
All
was so
right.
much
Well,
fun because
if anybody wants to send me a box of ruby red grapefruit, then I will counter that with a box of Florida mangoes,
there you
which
go.
are not
I
like
love it.
Texas mangoes. You know,
No,
no, these are like you said, the size
they're
of a grapefruit. Oh, they're bigger than a grapefruit. Yeah,
they're awesome.
they're
Yep.
very big. You want to
I
say
love
hi,
it.
mamas? Look up here.
All right. Well, Fiona, say hi to everybody, and we should
Hey,
probably let everybody go. We've
here.
been on for about 30 minutes, but thank you, everybody that joined us. We have somebody new. It
You're
says
so
Fry
goofy.
from 98. I'm not sure what that is, but
What?
welcome. That's a new person. Or they
Oh,
might have
that's
been
their
on before,
name.
but
And what
Fry
is it?
from 98. So
Fry from 98 or
from
fried from 98?
Fry,
Oh,
FRYFROM from 98. So I'm not sure what that is, but
fried, I would know. I, I know what they mean if they've been fried since.
I've been fried since
Hmm.
1998.
I
For
love
sure.
looking at people's handles names. They crack me up. Because in
Yeah.
my
Oh,
business, I've always just used my name because I want them to recognize the name. But to go
yeah.
in fun and incognito and just be creative with your name, girls, I realize it's greenie time, but you're going to have to wait just a few more minutes. Um,
It
it's fun. It's fun to see the creative names.
is
Oh,
very
I got
fun.
these little razor blades on my legs. Stop. Ow. That hurts.
Well,
Oh,
I'm gonna
dogs
go
like
stop
fun.
my. While you get some greenies for the puppies, I'm gonna go stop my bunny from eating the couch.
That's a good plan. Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody, thanks for
We love
tuning
you guys.
in. Again, if you know some small, quaint towns for the cherry blossoms, please share that with me, and then I'll do a video. And of course, if you want, I will give a shout out that you recommend it. And if you don't want to, then I won't.
There you go.
I'll make people think
And
I found it all on my own. No, I would not.
there you go.
Sounds
Appreciate you
good.
so much joining us,
Ouch.
and we will definitely be back next Thursday. So it looks like, at least for now, our mornings are just the best time for us
I
because it's
know.
when we can do it. So we
Well,
don't
it
want to
also
be
looks like we get
inconsistent.
more inquiries, so
Yep.
we
So
may
right
switch to
now,
a Tuesday. We're still doing some work on that, and yeah,
but
you're gonna
right
get a
now we'll be
spanking.
back next Thursday,
No,
same time around 9ish, and
no.
we love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you. Have a great day, guys. Or make it a great day.
Make it a great day.
Make it a
Mwah.
great day. You're responsible.